In this webinar, we are going to be talking about divorce on the farm. And as a way of introduction, my name is McConkey. I grew up on a farm in northwestern Minnesota, and it's currently a fifth generation farm with crops, no livestock any longer. And I am a farm girl turned farm counselor. So right now I have a private practice that focuses on rural mental health with a specialization in agriculture, mental health in agriculture. So I meet with farmers and ranchers every day, farm kids, farming partners, and we talk through a variety of stressors that impact our farm and ranch community. So let's jump in. Let's talk about first the impact of divorce. Divorce, of course, is one of the top life stressors that anyone can experience. There are emotional impacts of divorce for everyone involved, including the parents of the couple getting divorced, the children, friends and family. Each of them will process that in their own way, but there will be emotional impacts. So we may find our emotions all over the place. We may feel very angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, deeply sad. We may experience depression, anxiety. So just know as a family navigates divorce that there will be a lot of emotion involved in that process. There's also physical impacts of divorce. We know that when we are under stress, we have physical impacts from that. Many times it may feel like headaches or stomach upset. We may have a lack of ability to sleep. Our appetite will change, and all of that takes a toll on our physical energy and our physical health. There are also spiritual impacts when going through a divorce. Many times people feel guilt that this is not what I believe marriage should end in. This is not part of my spiritual belief. Why did my higher power allow this to happen? Am I accepted in my faith community following a divorce, or is there judgment? Spiritual impacts can also mean the loss of hope for the future. It can mean that we no longer feel that spark of happiness when we do things that previous to the divorce really fed our souls. So those are all impacts that are spiritual in nature. And then, of course, there are financial impacts. And when I work with farm families where a divorce is happening, this is something that really becomes a great stressor because of the amount of assets and land and finances involved in a farming operation, that there can be great impacts of divorce. And there have been at times people have experienced the end of a farming operation after a divorce because financially they were unable to sustain the farm. And there are social impacts of divorce. You as a couple probably had friends that you spent time with together or in groups or traveled with. There may be church events or community events that you went to together as a couple. And now you're weighing out, do I go alone? Am I no longer friends with these people? How does this all fit? So how do you deal with divorce? And this is not only for the couple themselves going through the divorce, but think of this as extended out to the people around that couple, around that family. So think of ripple effects. You have the couple in the middle experiencing the divorce along with their kids. Then you have close family and friends. The next ripple might be acquaintances, farming partners, people that you work with, and on out into the community. So everyone in that circle is impacted on some level. So this next section, think about your role in light of the divorce that's happening, whether you're involved directly or you're on one of those outer ripples. First of all, talk with someone supportive, someone who will hear you, who will believe you, who will give you strategies to cope in this very difficult time. Someone who will allow you to express your whole range of emotions without judgment. This can be a variety of people in your life. This could be your pastor or your priest. This could be a counselor or therapist. It could be a trusted friend or family member. But it's very important that during this time that you don't isolate, that you do talk with someone who is helpful to talk to. Second, do your best to navigate the divorce and the outcomes of the divorce with a problem-solving approach. That is different than dealing with issues from an emotional place. When our emotions are really big, our ability to be calm and rational and problem solve is greatly diminished. And so it helps to approach situations like parenting time, like financial discussions in a problem solving mindset, knowing that the answer generally isn't on one end of the spectrum or the other. The answer is in the middle, and you get to it through negotiation and compromise. Third, and I mentioned calm and rational, do your best to approach conversations and communication, whether it's email or text, in a calm and rational manner. We know, again, that when emotions become elevated, it is very difficult to attain resolution in whatever you're trying to work through. So the more you can stay calm and rational, the better. Now, there are some tips for making that happen. Slow, deep breathing when you feel like your emotions are elevating. You may have to take a little break and go for a walk. Train your thinking to focus on the topic at hand, not past hurts or emotions. Drink a glass of water, take notes during the discussion or the meeting. Those all can help you stay calm and rational and approach discussions from a problem-solving aspect. Fourth, it's so important that we focus on our self-care. When we are going through a divorce and life seems to be just changing as we know it, right? Everything that was familiar to us is now changing. It is really important that we take a step back and spend some time very intentionally taking care of ourselves. And that can be done in a variety of ways. One is taking care of our physical bodies. So be sure you are drinking water and eating healthy foods and doing your best to get sleep. We also can take care of ourselves socially by not isolating, but surrounding ourselves with people who are good for us, who support us, who are there to listen to us. We can take care of ourselves spiritually by tapping into what gives us hope. What do we believe in outside of ourselves? What sparks joy in my soul? And taking care of ourselves psychologically by trying to focus our thoughts on things that are positive or things that are going well. So paying attention to those areas of self-care is very, very important. Next, if there are kids involved, the kids really need to be the priority. So doing as much as you can to make sure that they are cared for emotionally, physically, that as much as possible there is stability and structure for them, and that their environment is a calm and happy place to be. That there is not a lot of chaos or confusion or conflict in their environment. Then consult professionals. So if you are anticipating going through a divorce, or you're a friend or family member of someone that is going through a divorce or soon to be sure that you have a really good professional team around you. And for divorce on the farm, that really does include, attorneys. It includes your accountant or your farm business manager, your finance people. And on that list, I would also include a counselor for yourself, for your kids, for your parents, for whoever is struggling through this process. This is my contact information if anyone would like to get in touch with me with questions or concerns as they're navigating a divorce for themselves or someone they care about. And I would also like to give contact information to Karen Stallman with the Center for Rural Health and Social Service Development. The website given here, siumed.org/farm, has a tab with very useful resources. There are resources for counseling, for support, many things. I encourage you to check that out as a way to access help as you're navigating this time. Thank you so much.